What we're going to do is dive right in on this one. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's traumatized. You've been through something that wasn't pleasant. You've been through something that wasn't favorable. You failed at some point. You've been hurt by somebody. Somebody has disrespected you. And these things are traumatizing. So since there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of healing going on. But are you really healing? Are you actually healing? Because healing is not getting past something. Healing is going through something. You have to go through the process of healing, and you can't skip any steps. So here's two major tips towards actually getting the process started of healing. First and foremost, when it comes to healing, again, you can't avoid it. You can't escape yourself. You can't get rid of yourself. So therefore, you cannot get past something. You have to get through it, okay? And because we've faced some hurts, we've gotten hurt, we hold on to the pain. And that causes us to build barriers. And those barriers are to protect ourselves, but we don't realize that those same barriers are what's limiting us, and it's out of fear. You can't live out of fear, man. Somebody has hurt you. Yes, okay. Somebody has done you wrong. Yes, okay. You face some losses. Yes, okay. That doesn't stop life. Life still goes on. So, getting into it, how do you start the healing process? Healing starts with forgiveness. Healing starts with forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself and you have to forgive others. It's hard because oftentimes those who have hurt us, who have done us some wrong, they don't ask for forgiveness. They might not even see that they need forgiveness. They might not even see their wrongs at all. It's still on you to forgive others, because it's only hurting you. If somebody else can't see the wrong that they've done you, then they're not hurting. You are. And by you not forgiving them, you're holding on to that hurt. You're allowing them to repeatedly cause you damage, even when they're not there, even if they have moved on. If you're still holding on to the hurt by not forgiving them, you're still stuck right where you were whenever this occurred. It's affecting you. It's not affecting the other person. So even if the other person doesn't ask for forgiveness, you must forgive them. On top of that, you must forgive yourself. You got to forgive you. You have to forgive yourself for two things. You have to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be hurt, being naive, not seeing what may be causing you some pain, what's to come. You know, people have patterns. You probably seen like, oh, this is about to happen, and you still went along with it. You got to forgive yourself for allowing somebody else to hurt you. And what I learned through this healing process is we have to forgive ourselves for how we now think of ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we view ourselves. Because after we've allowed somebody to hurt us, after we face some type of pain, then we are self-deprecated. And then we take the love away from ourselves. So you have to forgive yourself for allowing others to hurt you, for being in that position. And then you have to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to talk about you in a bad way. You got to forgive yourself for how you've viewed yourself. You got to remember that you are awesome. What somebody done to you, what has happened to you, what loss you might have faced, that's normal. It's okay. It's okay. But you have to build yourself up. You have to tell yourself that you're great. You have to remind yourself of all of what you've been through recently and in the past. You have to remind yourself of how great you are, how far you've come, all of the things that you've overcame to get to where you are right now. And you've done some wonderful things, some wondrous things. You are amazing. Just to be still standing is a miracle. You're still going. You're a loving being. You know this. You know this. So don't take away the love from yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for allowing somebody else to hurt you. Forgive yourself for continuously beating yourself up afterwards. Okay? Second thing, to start this process of healing, forgiveness starts with acceptance. So first you must learn to forgive, but in order to forgive, you must learn to accept. Accept everything, expect nothing. Healing starts with forgiveness, and forgiveness starts with acceptance. You got to accept the fact that you've been wronged, that you are hurting. You got to accept what you're feeling, even if you don't agree with it or not. You got to accept it. It's a reality. It's something that has happened, and you can't let go, or you don't realize the weight that you're holding on to with a tight grip until you can accept that this is weight. This is weight that I'm holding on to. Once you accept it, then you can let it go. You must accept what has happened. No matter what it is, no matter what, if it was in your control or not, you must accept that it has happened. Once you accept all of what has happened, then you can start to forgive. And once you can start to forgive, now you have started to heal. Now you can start to ease up on yourself. Now you can release some of these traumas. Now you won't be so afraid just to talk about it because you don't want to revisit that moment. Now you can process. Now you can start to move forward. You can start taking actionable steps. Now you can break down some of them barriers and start to be a person again. Because before you was hurt, you was loving, you was lively. I know it. I already know. I've been through it, man. You was loving, you was lively, you was a free spirit and everything. You was willing, you tried stuff, you trusted people, right? And then you got hurt. Somebody did you wrong. Somebody disrespected you. You suffered a loss. Somebody passed. All of these things, yes, they happen. They are inevitable. It's part of life. But life doesn't stop, okay? That doesn't mean that you can't be a loving being no more because somebody didn't love you back the way that you loved them. That doesn't mean you can't trust anymore because somebody has jeopardized your trust, intentionally or not. That doesn't mean that life stops because somebody else has passed, no matter how close they are to you. They would want you to continue going. No matter what trauma you face, you can heal from it. So let's actually start the process of healing and stop avoiding, stop putting it off, stop escaping, and trying to find other means other than going through the process of healing. Healing is a process that we all have to go through at some point. And it starts with forgiveness, and forgiveness starts with acceptance.